Welcome back to the shop. I got a buddy of mine who has this Milwaukee and the bit got stuck in the end. What I think has happened is he's been compelled against his better judgment to use these cheapo Harbor Freight bits, and they're just not made for the impact drivers. You want something that's stout and hardened, something that's not going to deform or twist and become immortalized inside of this quick release collet here. So now what I need to do is try to get this pulled out of there. We've grabbed it with some pliers and done a little bit of forcing on it, but it's still not moving yet. I'm thinking what we need to do is capture this upwards so that it releases those balls, and then grab onto this, get a good purchase with the vise, and try to work this backwards. I'm not sure how I'll set the camera up, but we'll try to get that thing out of there, hopefully. Voila. So what we did was just put the zip tie there, and then that went ahead and captured that, held it upright, and we're able to push on the center piece here, push everything back. Now if you can see down in there's going to be two detent balls that retain the shank. It's pretty simple. I think what happened with this is it almost looks like it got kinked. It's got a slightly out of round, and it no longer wants to go in there. But moral of the story is when you're using impact driver, these are tremendously strong little tools. I would say it's worth spending the extra money to get the impact rated bits for things that drive nuts. When you're using a screwdriver, it just doesn't have, the kind of purchase. That number 2 Phillips is not going to have the kind of purchase. That interface is never going to outstrip, the strength of the shank. However, when you put a 1/2 inch or 9/16 on one of these little 1/4 inch drives, that's a more robust connection than the shank here. So then all of a sudden this becomes your failure point. And I've seen these snap off on the inside of here before, and then you're pretty much hooped at that point, and you have to buy a new anvil to replace it. Alright, so we're batting 1,000 so far. We fixed the little Milwaukee. The next thing we've got is a Klein screwdriver, a Phillips number 2, and the end is toast. Either turn this into a flathead, a pokey thing, or maybe a number 2 Phillips if we get lucky. This has not been my day. The belt that's on here is a adjustable belt, and by adjustable I mean you can melt it together. I learned about it from Lance and Patrick over at Active Atom. Those guys have an awesome channel. They haven't been real active lately, but alright, I'm not fiddling around with that anymore. Let's move over to the other belt sander and we'll finish this up. So there is the new ground tip on there. Using the Scoutcrafter's technique with the top of the belt sander, it gives you that hollow ground. And it is such a nice fit in this slotted screw. Let me see if I can set that up for you. So this is the guy that belongs to this screwdriver is an electrician. So this is a conduit screw, and you can see just how nice that fits in there. Hopefully you can see how nice that fits in there, if it's focusing. But that fits in there really nice. It is, I don't think it'll, oh, it'll almost, it's not magnetic, well, maybe a little magnetic, but it's a nice fit in there. Again, Scoutcrafter's technique of holding this to the top of the belt sander gives you that great profile that's as good as any other flathead screwdriver. And it salvaged a clapped out number 2 Phillips. So Jerry, I hope you like that. And then I'm gonna bedazzle this just a little bit with a technique that John Crane taught me. John Crane has a great channel. If you haven't seen it, go check out John Crane's channel. I'm sure everybody has. But he likes to put heat shrink over his screwdrivers, so it helps you identify whose screwdriver is whose. And you know, Jerry being an electrician, it probably, you know, who knows, having a little bit of extra insulation here along the inside probably keep you from getting zapped from time to time. So I'm just going to hit this real lightly with the heat gun, and then I'll be done. And that's sort of 2 for 2, if you will. You know, this didn't work out precisely like I wanted to with the number 2 Phillips, but again, we got a screwdriver out of the deal, so I'm going to call that a win. And that's it. So thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and I hope you're having a good day.